was the one we opened up
Yeah.
our days with.
Yeah.
If you got fresh coconut, that's what you drink.
Mm.
First, that cleans you out all the way through your kidneys, liver, everything.
Mm.
You can get fresh coconut water. And
Mm.
then you eat up the skin in order for you to get the protection for the inner lining and give you the probiotics. The coconut
Excellent.
is like a whole food. You have to be careful of using it, but that's like a whole food in itself.
Excellent. Excellent. Let's
Mhm.
get to the next question. They want to know, where did it go? How do these movies we see give us information on what's coming, and how should we study them and in return study ourselves?
Yeah, it's a good question. The movies are telling you. See, the Illuminati has to tell you what they're going to do. That's part of the ritual. Because if they just do it without making an announcement, it will come back at them. The consciousness of the people, even though it's on the subconscious level, have to be in agreement with what they are about to do. The way they get you to agree is for you to be entertained and entertained with what it is they want you to think and how they want you to react as they begin to implement their new strategies. So they will tell you way in advance exactly what to do, where they're going. I mean, they've been talking about artificial intelligence through Star Trek for the longest. And now that it's here, it's like, oh, okay, because I saw it in Star Trek. So you have to look out. The movies are telling you exactly what they're going to be doing. That's what Bobby and myself and Dr. Blair and a lot of the younger brothers and sisters who are out here who are actually doing the work. That's what I did when I did The Matrix back in 1999. I was telling you how it is that they're going to tell you what they got ready to put you into. In 1999, they told you you're going to be in the Matrix or that you already are in the Matrix. And now that they perfected it, it becomes a reality, and we're just walking along. We have our computer. We're part of the matrix here, and pretty soon this will be in here, and we won't need to be talking to anybody. All we got to do is just do this, and we're talking to our moms or our woman and whoever it is, any place we are. We're going to be cyberdized. We're going to be in the cyberdyne system that they talked about in Terminator. We're already in there.
Mm. Once again, family, we're doing a donation, a fundraising for the good doctor who has had his Cash App taken from him, and the whole family has been supporting the brother tonight. If you're coming in late, it's your opportunity to donate to the brother's PayPal. He had his Cash App snatched from him, and as we all know, this elder is a gem, a jewel to our community, precious. Can't be quantified. So make sure you donate to the brother's PayPal. I just posted it in the comment section. I'm putting it on the screen in the section in the on the screen in a second. But in the meantime, family, make sure you donate to the brother. Make sure you support the brother. Let's get to the next question. They want to know how or can you prevent or slow the progression of Alzheimer's or dementia?
Very good question. Yes.
And Doc, before you answer that, Doc, family, if you got some questions, post the questions. We're gonna end this soon, but I want to raise a little more money for the good doctor. But post your questions, and we're gonna answer a couple of more questions, family. All right? But we want to make sure Doc is good. And when I got this thing when I see our elders being mistreated by the system, it bothers me. So y'all see what I did with Sister Myra. Y'all see what I did with Professor James Smalls. I'm gonna take care of our elders. So I need Doc to be taken care of. So we're gonna take a couple of more questions, family. But go ahead, Doc. I'm sorry.
No problem. The the erosion. First of all, you have to deal with the psychospiritual dealings with progressions of dementia and Alzheimer's. Know that Alzheimer's and dementia is a retreating of the spirit from the flesh. It's a regression back to the time when it's a giving up. It's a saying, I no longer want to be in control of the avatar because the avatar has met with too many trials, too many disappointments, so many hurts and pains that there's a point now that I've reached where I am no longer going to fight. I'm going to abdicate, and then now I'm going to regress back to my childhood. I'm going to regress back to the time when people took care of me, gave me instructions, told me what to do, and so forth. It's a resignation of being in the race. Understand that, and you'll understand Alzheimer from the spiritual level. Now, depending on the diet and the specific types of things that the people are connected to, you have to look at the connection to aluminum, for example. If the people were connected to aluminum, and there are certain parasites, of course, that play a part in that, and there is a specific erosion of a particular neural conduit that deals with cognizance in the frontal lobe. And what happens is there is a toxicity or an incursion of heavy metals that gets into that area that causes ischemic strokes that begin to shut down blood supplies to specific areas. And that particular area begins to atrophy. And usually when I used to put people or elders on detoxes for heavy metals, that started, if it was in time, of course, that started the reversal, or at least they began to become a little bit more lucid and communicative. But diet was very important. Uh, Genetics are very important as well. And it isn't that we're imprisoned by our genetics. Please understand that. I say genetics because the family genetics that we are born into, that we choose to be born into, is based upon the the trials that we create to ourselves in previous lives. So the the family has a consciousness stream that we dip in and out of life, physical life, spiritual, physical, metaphysical. And because we are caught in that family's consciousness stream, the consciousness karma intermixes, and we are choosing the family that we come through based upon that template that must resonate closest to us, so that when we come through, we carry that on our soul. And our life lessons are based upon what we have carried from the previous life and is inscarred upon the soul. That's why the ancient ancestors, the Kemeteu, when they showed you the funerary scene for the judgment, they used to have a feather in the heart, because that's where the soul sits. The soul sits in the heart. So if the heart is heavy, it means that you carry the burden of things that you have had to deal with that you could not resolve while you were in the flesh. So it becomes almost like a scar on the soul that the soul needs to come back into in order to resolve that situation through whatever crucible that you choose based upon the body you choose, the crucible you choose, which would be Alzheimer's, it would be heart, high blood pressure, diabetes, different types of diseases are representative of the particular thought patterns and pains that we injured ourselves with based upon our interpretation of that particular experience. So when you understand that, then you understand what it is about karma, and you understand that sometimes the people that you see on the street that don't give a damn about wanting to get a new car, a new house, they're living on the street in the garbage, they done gave up. They no
Mm,
longer, some of these
mm,
people ain't coming
mhm,
back anymore because there's
mm,
nothing here that's holding them down.
mhm, mhm,
You see, our need to be successful, our need to have the big house, our need to have that becomes an energy pattern in itself that
mm,
needs fulfillment, because we create that. It has
mm,
a cause and the effect. If the effect doesn't happen while we are alive, we carry that
mm,
into the next life.
mm. Man, you dropping jewels, family. The brother's doing his thing, what he always does. This is our master teacher here, family. Before we get to the next question, we're winding down, family. I'm gonna take two more questions, then we're gonna get out of here. Two more, and then we're gonna get out of here. Before I do, once again, family, I'm posting the brother's PayPal in the chat. Make sure if you came in late, we're almost 4,000 deep. It's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. Fox News would like that. All these CNN would like that. These major stations, they would like that. We're not a major station, and we got that. So we're important. Don't
Yes,
don't
we
let
are.
nobody fool you. We're important.
Yes, we are.
We are important, and Doc is important. And Doc is a jewel in our community, and he has led the way for so many years, and he has made it possible for so many teachers. Support the brother. I posted his PayPal. They took his Cash App. Support the brother family on his PayPal. I'm gonna post his next question, and then I'm gonna put his PayPal on the screen. But make sure you support his PayPal, all right, family? Doc, before I post your PayPal, who are the, and this is a common question, who are the 144,000 in the Bible?
Actually, they got you with the pronoun. It's what are
Uh
1,000 in the
oh.
Bible.
No, explain that. Come on, no, you can't just say that. Come on. What do you
Well,
mean? What?
you gotta understand
What?
that most people don't understand that all of the characters you see in the Bible are fictitious. They
Uh-huh.
may use certain historical characters in order to give validity to the point that they want to put across. But
Uh-huh.
the 144,000 are based upon a scientific process that the Kundalini works, how the body works. We
Mm-hmm.
teach this in the higher third degree in our university. There is a
Mm-hmm.
process that I was also speaking to you about that the
Mm-hmm.
solar plexus is where this is the manger.
Mm-hmm.
This is the manger. If you look at it, if you were to just to tear the body apart and look at the solar plexus, well, that's we call it a plexus
Mm-hmm.
because it's a combination and a gathering together in one
Mm-hmm.
point.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the manger that they speak about.
Mm-hmm.
And everything in the Bible is here. This is the Bible, but they've masked it
Mm-hmm.
by anthropomorphizing all of the different forces that constitute the astrotheological message that our ancestors put on the spinning dome and told us that that's the school. We are getting a rotation of the dome, which is giving us certain energy patterns at certain times and graduating folks from one level to the next.
Mm-hmm.
And when you understand that everything they could possibly speak about on an external purpose, when they're talking about holy and spiritual, they're talking about what's inside of us.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is in here. That's why over the top of all of the high temples of ancient Kemet, before they before the so-called Greeks took it, is know thyself. How is it that the greatest of great ancestors would put right across the top, know thyself? Why? Because it is all within you. It is not who are the 144,000. That's the trick. That's the illusion. What you have to do is to understand the discipline that raises the 144,000 that is saved. And once it is
Mm-hmm.
saved, it then now goes into Israel, okay? And into the promised land. That's where the pineal is. That's the
Mm-hmm.
promised land.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get into the promised land, that's where you begin to see heaven because heaven simply means a heaved up place. And this is where heaven is. This is heaven. This is the sun. This is earth. And when you understand the three parts that make you the avatar of God, as above, so below, you then understand exactly what your task is. And that is to become more and more aware that you are an avatar of God.
Wow. Powerful. Powerful family. This is what we need that we are not getting. This is what they are keeping from us, lying to us about, and suppressing. Yeah, this is why we're here tonight. Yeah. Yeah, this is why we. One more question before we get out of here, family. One more question. Once again, the doc's information is on the screen. Dr. Valentine, he better call me tomorrow and say, Rich, oh, Rich, my PayPal is booming. Because listen, majority of what we do on this channel is based on his information that he has delivered the last 20 years. And when I say the elder, you see how y'all act. Y'all know Bobby's not around, so y'all, oh, where's Bobby? Where's Bobby? Don't wait till Phil's not around and y'all. Where's Phil? Phil's here with us right now, and he needs help. He's here with us right now. He needs help. There's no fake nigga outrage. He's here right now and he needs help. Save the fake nigga outrage for later. Go to his PayPal. It's on the screen. KemetEarth@gmail.com. KEMETEARTH@gmail.com. Save the fake nigga outrage for later on. To support him, simply go to PayPal and hit that email up, family, right? That is of utmost importance, all right? Utmost importance. And we're going to take one more question. I had one more question that I lost it, but it's all good. I'm going to find another question because we have 4,000. We have 4,000, Doc, and it's booming in the people, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
we need these 4,000 people to get the message. So let me get to this last question. I don't want to keep got. I told Doc we was gonna be on 8 tonight, and in my mind, I don't forgot. I forgot, and then it was really 9.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get to this last question. Let me see. Um, hmm, uh, the primordial. Let's ask this. Yeah, I'm sorry. Whatever. This is pretty much the same thing.
Mm.
Somebody asked about the dark ages of Kemet or the dark. I forgot, but this question is the primordial realm. Pre-Earth, pre-universe, Doc. Who the F are we? Primordial realm. Who the F are we?
We
They
are.
say we older than the moon and stars, the sun, moon, and stars, Doc.
Yes, we are. We are.
Talk to
We
me.
are. As soon as the Creator awakened to itself, we existed.
Mm,
We. There was never a time that we, as humanity, never was. All this nonsense about us coming up from the slime through apes and into manhood is all nonsense. It's
mm,
crap.
mm,
The seed that creates man has always represented itself from time to time. This is now the sleep of Brahma. We are the
mm,
dream of the Creator.
mm,
The wakeful of Brahma is its self knowledge of self, so nothing else exists. This is something that they call the yugas, or the ancient Dravidians used to call the sleep of Brahma and the waking of Brahma.
mm,
So we are right now in the dream. We are the dream that the Creator is having of itself,
mm,
and we are the ones participating in that dream and feeding back and giving it a substantive experience of itself. And we are the experience of the Creator, and as we experience, it experiences itself. So yeah, um, the primordial realm is to say that means that there's a beginning. There's no beginning and there's no end.
mm,
The
mhm,
realm is the division of our own consciousness.
mm,
We divide things and we portion it, we fractionate it so that we could, in our feeble way, try to understand and overstand it. Some people try to overstand it to have power over it. The ones who are the true masters do not. We're simply here to experience and become a feedback echo chamber for that experience to the One Most High, which then feeds back its own realization of itself back to us, which raises our own physical consciousness to more knowledge, to a higher realm. And this is that's what's missing, that interchange and that interface between us and our Creator. So primordial, prime meaning first, first meaning coming out of all that is. Because if you're talking about first, then you've numerically separated the all in all into a beginning. So there is no prime, there is only what is. Consciousness is. There is no consciousness, there's no definition to consciousness. It is just what it is and what it becomes and what it has the capability to be on limitless levels. So, primordial realm, that's good for us because we need to fractionate reality in order to understand our place in it. So, don't be fooled by that. Okay? Don't be fooled by what we see as primordial or the secondary realm or this realm versus that realm. It's all one realm, and it is the human consciousness that divides it because that's what we want to do. We want to understand all that goes into the God self. And our understanding and understanding of what's outside of ourselves, if we cut ourselves off and go through abstractions, trying to explain the outer world through abstractions of metaphysics, not metaphysics, but mathematics. And I call mathematics ma'at hemetics. When we try to put all these different formulas in the way, we estrange ourselves from that direct connection. And that's been the problem. We're using a censoring mechanism called quantum science. And that censoring mechanism is taking us away from using our body as a direct and the original interface between God and self. The man has this thing where we go through all the modern man has this thing where he has to this is the European man, he has to go through all these complications to try to figure it out because he doesn't have the contact with that melanin within. You have to understand that whatever it is that he's trying to articulate with all those little formulas that we're supposed to be all fascinated, and he's of course he's creating his physical world from the limitations of what that world can give to him. And all of it does, what it does is, and this is the trick, listen carefully to me, family. The more you begin to try to control the physical world, not understanding that this is an illusion, you can take that illusion and mold it in such a way through the mechanics, through the technology. You can mold it in such a way that you think you're controlling it and getting to be more and more advanced by your manipulation of it, the material world. But then that material world comes back on you and ends up controlling you. So the more you think to control the world,
Mhm.
physical world, the
Mhm.
material world,
Mhm.
the temporal world, the more you try to control it and try to use the mechanisms at your disposal to control others within that world, the more that world ends up controlling you.
Wow.
You see, that's why the spiritual world and the studying the spiritual world is the only way out. But the European tries to give you religion, which is another stopgap. They don't teach you spirituality. They teach you religion, religio, which is to relegate